I want to dive back to something. So you got my brain running around. So in high school, I played the saxophone, played the piano, did that for a number of years. And I can't help but think of all the people who were really talented, but didn't pursue their artistic ways
Yeah.
because of what we were speaking about.
Societal
And
norms, yeah.
yeah, where we're getting to now is like, you're now an artist, you're doing what you want to do, but it was the norms of, no, you got to go to university, you have to have your 10th master's degree,
Yeah.
you know? How many people would you say in your space, maybe in conversations, do you know of who have never followed through and could have been incredible people in
There's
their industry?
in art, in anything creative,
yes.
there are hundreds of thousands of
Oh, yeah.
people that are incredible, like incredible artists, incredible actors, musicians. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, and especially this creative space.
Yes.
They are absolutely fantastic and never pursued it because it wasn't realistic. You know, it's a crazy thing. A lot of the older generation, our parents and people above that, will say like, "Oh, millennials have it like." I'll say, well, I'll use the word easy because there's so many more options now because of social media, because we see things.
Yes.
Because there are saxophone players today that make millions of dollars on TikTok.
Yes.
There are people that are incredible at dance. There are artists that can do like very creative, different things that are making money just through social media platforms and brand deals and different things like this. Like, think back to an artist that can only, back in the day, they can only paint and hope to get in a gallery.
Right.
Now I can do deals with Disney and Adidas, and I can get flown to Australia to do things where back then there was never a thing.
Right.
So it's not that it's easier or harder. Like, there's just more there's more opportunity now because we see the opportunities because of social media. So to the question is like, there's thousands of kids and people that didn't pursue or didn't even try.
That's
Here's
the thing.
the crazier thing.
Even
Didn't
now
even
with social
try.
media, if they're not trying.
Yeah, like, somebody may have been an incredible pianist and they just didn't even try.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, what am I gonna do with this?
Yeah.
Right.
Right? Like, there
Or
was
someone was telling them in their ear,
exactly,
what are
it's not
you
realistic.
doing? Yeah.
Exactly.
Be
And
like
I
your
played
dad. Follow the family, tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like I played with some baseball players like growing up that were astronomically better than me. Like, I mean, this astronomically better than me. They went nowhere because there was never any emphasis like, what are you gonna do, make the major leagues? I'm like, no, but I could get an education. I could build better team skills. Like, I mean, there's so many things that you can learn from a team sport. But they were programmed to be like, that's not realistic. 1 in a trillion shot. Right. So
Yeah. I think through generations, we learn ways to strive and we learn ways to move forward that our other generations before us didn't have the ability to.
Yeah.
So they tell you right away, what's the safe way?
yes.
What's the safe thing to do? How can I proceed in life to where you are doing it safely?
Yeah.
As opposed to taking risks.
Yeah.
And I find that entrepreneurs are a different breed.
Yeah.
People in entrepreneurship are a way different breed in relation to risk taking. And I've had people who are entrepreneurs who say there's different levels of risk taking in entrepreneurship as well. There's certain entrepreneurs who are like, I'll take a risk on this, but I won't take a risk on that.
For sure. Yeah, the threshold for risk is definitely higher in entrepreneurship. It comes down to like I always believe it being a numbers game, and I use the term gambling very high level. I don't mean actual physical casino gambling, but the reality of everything that we're doing is a gamble because we can believe in it all we want.
Yes.
And when you're an entrepreneur, you can believe in your product, your vision, your message, your story. But at the end of the day, you're still gambling against the market conditions. You're gambling against society. You're gambling against all these different factors that need to literally fall in place, like a roulette ball falling in a number. It needs to literally fall in place for it to actually hit.
Right.
Right? If it bounces one number over, you don't hit.
Yes.
So that's how crazy it is being an entrepreneur. It really is related to gambling.
That's the Colonel Sanders example I've shared,
Right.
the founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? He lived in Canada for like 30, 40 years at Dixie Queensway in Mississauga. And he went around, it was like 1,101 different restaurants until that second 1,102 was like, I want your recipe.
Yeah.
But like, talk about resilience for a man in his 60s
Crazy.
to start this foundation and this business.
Yeah.
Like,
Can you
it's
imagine
ongoing.
just like your 300 and some odd school emails?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Right?
like,
It's just
that's
resilience
it.
to get the 1,000 no's and one yes, right?
Because you really do need to realize that it just takes one to get the ball rolling. That's really it. And
It's true.
But to get that one is sometimes impossible.
Yes.
Right? And that's a hard thing for us to understand, like a human being who is wired. Think about our schooling system. It's wired for have us in rows to listen to the teacher, to raise our hand when we have to go to the bathroom. Like everything's wired to be like very clean.
There's only one
And
answer.
There's only one answer.
That's right.
You have
Yeah.
a test, it's A or B.
Yeah.
And C's wrong.
Yes.
Like, so there's only two, and that's how we're wired. So to say like, I want to do this crazy, airy fairy, like large project, whatever it may be, is crazy.
Yeah.